Welcome to America Lifestyles. I am your host, Kevin Price. I tell you, I love being with you here every Sunday at 2 p.m., talking about what's going on to improve the quality of your life and everything from health, beauty, and real estate. And with that, I have my good friend, Shannon Register. She is with us here today. And why don't we just start off right from the very beginning to tell us a little bit about your offices, your firm?
Well, we're building a location at Luetta and 45, and we service the Spring, Houston, Woodlands area. So we wanted a kind of a central location, easy to get downtown, because we really have clients all over, mainly because most of our clients come to us through our website.
Mm-hmm.
So we service people in all parts of Houston. We have agents strategically located around the city so that we can service all the areas.
All over the country, really.
Yeah, we do. We have people moving in from all over the country, and of course we refer out, if they come to us and want to buy in the area, then we refer out to get their house listed wherever they're located.
Let's just jump into a conversation, kind of a follow-up of a conversation we had recently over on The Price of Business, which, by the way, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. right here on the same channel, where we talked about foreclosures and the problem of foreclosures and really the immediate problem of the moratorium on that, which is continuing to create problems. I mean, it's making a horrible industry even worse. Wherever you're shutting down the last remaining business that's out there, it doesn't seem to make sense.
No, it doesn't. And there's a lot going on, not only with foreclosures, but also with short sales. And there's a lot of distressed properties out there. And, the biggest problem that I see with my distressed homeowners is they contact me too late.
Yes.
They contact me and they're already 6 months behind on their mortgage, and there's very little I can do to help them at that point. So what we really want to do is educate the public. If you get behind on your mortgage, it's really hard to catch it up because you start incurring penalties and late fees. And two, once you get that far behind, once you get more than 3 months behind, it doesn't give us much time to sell the property, find the buyer to keep you from going into foreclosure.
Right.
So
there's a threshold. There's a point of no return almost.
Right. Yes.
And unless you just have huge amounts of money to correct the situation, which if that were the case, you wouldn't be in this distressful situation.
Exactly.
So let's talk about that whole idea, the idea of distress. And we're hearing a lot of those concepts, short sale, those type of things. So kind of give us a panoramic overview of first of all, tell us when it's becoming too late to really take action.
It really depends on the mortgage company, but usually if it's more than 6 months behind, there's just nothing I can do. There's not enough time to sell the property, find the buyer, and even if I do find the buyer, the foreclosure is already in process, so they won't even stop the foreclosure at that point, even if we have a buyer. So if you can contact your realtor before you're 3 months behind, that is the best opportunity. Between 1 and 3 months behind, we can come in there, get marketing going on the property, and get it sold. And do the short sale, which of course saves your credit, saves you a lot of headaches. The short sale is, I have a lot of people contact me and they don't understand the short sale. They don't know what it is. And basically with the short sale, you're behind on your payments. You figure if you can't catch up, you're going to get foreclosed on. And what you can do is find your realtor, get them to sell the property before it goes into foreclosure. And the reason it's called a short sale is because the bank is being shorted. They save a little bit of money because they would lose more money if they did foreclose on the property.
So they bite it a little bit, just like you bite it a little bit. You may not get any equity along the way, but at least you're preserving your credit and a little bit of your credibility along the way. They may not be making the bank they would normally like to make, but at least it's not the ugliness that comes with a foreclosure, pennies on a dollar, and all those other horrible scenarios. Paying taxes for something that no one is living in and no one making money off of.
Exactly. And usually with a short sale, you can continue to live in the property until it sells without making the mortgage payment. And the mortgage company normally wants that because that way you can maintain the property while it's showing on the market. It's more likely to sell.
Makes it a more valuable property.
Exactly.
This makes it more viable. Why don't you define what exactly you mean by distressed property?
A distressed property could be a foreclosure. It could be a short sale. Usually it's a homeowner that's behind on their mortgage. But it can be a foreclosure. It can be in distress for one of two reasons. It could be the mortgage is behind, or it could also be a distressed property because it's literally falling down. It was damaged during the hurricane.
It's really distressed.
It's in physical distress. And so the homeowner, even though they may not be behind on the mortgage, they can't sell it and recoup their money out of it. So there are different types of distressed properties, but the the one that we're most familiar with is right now is because of financial stress. That's what we're seeing the most. Families that come to me, they're behind on their mortgage and need to get out of that situation.
Talk a little bit about the notice of eviction. And I'm assuming that may be around the threshold of point of no return.
Right. Yeah. Once they're going to do the foreclosure, the notice of eviction is the last thing that they do, pretty much. I mean, they put the note on the front door, and you need to get out. I've had properties that got them too late. We couldn't sell it, and then the people are still living there, and unfortunately, I have to tell them, move out, because they're
Really
going to change the locks. And,
you're going to come home and you won't be able to get access to your stuff, or it's going to be destroyed in your front yard.
And some people don't understand that. But, I mean, once it happens quickly. And so,
it's very sad.
It is very sad.
You can hear the call now. I need to do a short sale. Well, what kind of time frame? Well, according to this, it's by November 15th by 11:59 a.m.
Right.
Wait a minute.
And unfortunately, some of these mortgage companies, the larger ones, their departments don't talk to each other.
Right.
So we may have it set up to do a short sale, but the foreclosure department still isn't aware of that.
Left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing.
Exactly. And so as a realtor, that's why you really want an educated realtor who can go in there and figure out the situation and get everybody on the same page, so that you aren't trying to sell the property and it gets sold out from under you as a foreclosure.
Well, auto signer doesn't know what the left hand is doing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's bad humor in real estate. But anyway, so you've got that whole situation. Talk a little bit about what is an REO.
What happens with a foreclosure is there's usually, in Texas, you're going to have your foreclosure happen on the front steps of the courthouse, okay? You've got your trustee selling it off on the front steps of the courthouse. If they get a low bid, or if they don't get a bid, then it becomes a bank-owned property. Or what they call a real estate-owned property. So the bank has to then sell it. So the bank has realtors that they put the property with to sell it. So usually when you're looking at foreclosures on the market, those are the bank-owned properties that you're purchasing.
Got it. And so with that, and so that... and it's very daunting what you're talking about, and really the pace is deceptive. I mean, you think, I got X number of months or whatever, but it really you feel like it's found in days, not really months.
It depends on the mortgage company, because I've seen people stay in a house for 13 months before it gets foreclosed on, but in Texas, you can literally be foreclosed on in 45 days.
Yeah.
So it really depends on where the mortgage company is in the process of doing foreclosures.
Right. Yeah, this is not California.
Right.
We tend to want people who can't pay their bills to just move on.
Right,
But the imperative is to move quickly and that type of thing. And so when people think of a short sale, I'm thinking it's also not only short in revenue for everyone involved, but also in time frame. You try to move very quickly.
Yes, it's short in time frame as far as trying to get a buyer, but once you get a buyer, it's a very long time frame. It takes 3 to 6 months.
You've got all kinds of title hurdles and things like
There's
that.
There's a lot of paperwork. You have to go through multiple layers of people to get approval on the short sale through the financial institution. And there's a lot of documentation to go back and forth and get signed. And so it takes a very long time. And a lot of times what will happen, if you don't have a good realtor who's come up front and said, okay, is this really a stable buyer? Can they wait 3 to 6 months to sign, and really sell this property? What happens is you lose your buyer. So you went through all that work to get the buyer, and then 2 months later, they're going, we really need a place to live right now. We got to buy another house.
Right.
And you've lost your buyer, and now you're starting over trying to find another buyer.
And you're dealing with a really impatient financial institute at that point. Like you've been getting free rent for how long?
Yeah. And you've still got the foreclosure department ticking down the time wanting to foreclose.
So there's, again, the sooner the better.
Exactly.
Is where the dynamic involved. Of the total sales that you're seeing take place right now, how many fall into the short sale category, percentage-wise, would you say?
Oh, gosh, probably 50% of them.
Half are short sales.
Yeah, we see a lot of them. Now, some of them are headed for short sales, and we can salvage it and sell it before they get behind. Like, I meet with them, and they say, look, we're in this situation. We have to sell. If we don't sell within 3 months, we're going to get into a short sale situation. So all of them don't close as short sales, but they have that potential. I'd say 50% of them have the potential. to be a short sale.
That's incredible. All the more reason why people need to not just, do the avoidant game. You're getting those ugly letters. Don't pretend they're going to go away. Certainly don't put them on the bottom of the bird cage. So do something about it, or you'll be moving in with the bird. So do something about it. Take action, and really very quickly talk. You ought to be communicating a lot with a mortgage company as much as humanly possible, but also begin to talk to a realtor so that you're not finding yourself in the worst case scenario.
Exactly. And our realtors are CDPE certified, which means that they can really help you with this process.
How do people get in touch with you and learn more about what you do?
Well, they can find us at rrea.com. You can email us. You can call us at 281-288-3500.
Give the website one more time.
rrea.com.
Very good. And again, the phone number?
281-288-3500.
Shannon Register. She is my expert. I go to her to get my information, what's going on with real estate, not only in Houston, but around the country. One of our great contributors here on America Lifestyles on Talk 650, powered by CBS Radio.